What a year it was for Illinois a season ago. 10 wins for the Fighting Illini for just the 5th time ever. First time since 2001. Here is the schedule ahead for Illinois. This year, it includes a very interesting intersectional game, week 2, as they head down to Durham to take on Duke. And then one of the marquee games in the Big Ten, certainly early on this year, is that game in week 4 against Indiana. Ohio State on the schedule as well for the Fighting Illini. Making their way to Las Vegas and arriving in style, ready to go. Good night last night, and now making the rounds today. Very pleased to be joined by Luke Altmyer, J.C. Davis, Xavier Scott of the Fighting Illini here with us on our set. Fellas, welcome. What's the Vegas experience been like so far? Pretty good?
It's been fun. Coach B has made it fun for us. A lot of good people that came with us. Some good dinners and a good time. It's something we're embracing for sure.
Where'd you guys eat last night?
I forget the name of it. It's some Italian spot. It had an Italian name, so it's hard to remember. But it was really good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Coach B's gonna treat us right.
Yeah. For sure, every time.
Yeah, for sure.
I know. Casino was shot there. The movie.
Casino with Rob De Niro. They shot a scene in there. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right. Well, when you come out to Vegas, you know you're going to eat well. But I know you guys are also here on a business trip, getting fired up for next season, and it was a great year last year, obviously, for the Fighting Illini. I mentioned 10 wins for you guys, the most in quite some time since 2001. Before we look ahead to this year, I'm interested just what was the best moment last year, Xavier? Like, what will you think about when you think about last season?
Yeah, I just think about all the success we had as a group, as an organization, as a unit on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Like, we put a lot into it, and we just seen the results show out there on the field. So I was just excited that we was able to see what the outcome was.
How about you, JC? Is there a moment that you really think about?
I feel like I ain't gonna lie, my first Big Ten game was against Nebraska. That was a great environment to be in, and it went to overtime. And I feel like that was like an exciting game for me personally. Like that was a good one for me.
Luke?
Yeah, I just think back to the lonely work, that helped create that season. Really, 2023, a lot of hardship. And the offseason of 24, man, nobody really gave us a shot. And that really helped create, what you saw in 24. Man, we understand what's important. That's the work that we do every single day. Our foundation and principles that Coach B puts into place. And, man, that's not going to change. We're excited to keep on moving forward. Tell
me a bit about that work, that off-season work that people don't see, that obviously – whether you have a good season or a bad season, you're putting it in regardless. But what was that like after a year that, it wasn't a terrible year the year before, but it wasn't what you guys wanted it to be. What was last season, the preseason like?
Yeah, it wasn't great, I'll tell you that. So, a lot of connection, a lot of unity had to be developed. A lot of individual battles that, we had to face, myself going to the depths of my character, my beliefs to help, be a good part of this team to help lead us to success. But, just daily decisions to do our best, to use our gifts to the highest capacity, to put our team and ourselves in great positions for that day and for the future and that fall. And so that's what we did every single day, regardless of what people had to say. We approached it with great, with a great attitude, with great effort, and with great energy. We love what we do. We know we're gifted in it, and we know we belong. So, a lot of work, man. That's what's so awesome about this game.
Well, it's pretty exciting to think about what you have back this year. And, we were talking about this when we previewed your team, the second most returning starters in the Power 5. This is a different era right now in college football, and you guys are living testament to that. You all had opportunities to go elsewhere here in the offseason. You chose to come back to Illinois. I want to get a sense from each one of you. Xavier, like, what were you thinking about as the opportunity, whether it be to go to the NFL or whether it be to come back? What were the factors that you considered that led you back?
Yeah, for sure. This new world, this NIL, so that kind of made it a little bit easier. But Illinois is definitely family. They preach family. It's an extra L in there with a little bit more love. So, I knew we had a lot of guys returning, and why not come back to Illinois just one more year, just to shine and polish and get my game together, and not only just we coming off a great season, so just get one more time just to do this thing with my boys and have another opportunity to get out there on the football field and just represent the University of Illinois.
How about for you, JC? Your case was really interesting because I think there was some uncertainty as to whether or not you'd actually have an extra year to come back. And there was a ruling that came down that allowed you to play another year. And Coach Bielema came out to Oakland to meet with you and your family. Tell me what that meant to have him there.
It showed a lot. Like that showed a lot that he wanted. That mean that he really wanted me, and that's what it was a big decision. Me coming, like he came to see me. I feel like that meant a lot to me. That showed how much he cared, and like how much the team cared about me because he brings some other players, some other coaches with him. So it really showed how much he cared about me as a player, not just as a, just not on the field, off the field as well.
Luke, you had to make the same decision a couple different times. Right, you had the normal off-season decision time where everyone could say, hey, am I going to go in the portal or not? But then on top of that, I know there were some people coming after you in the spring. So help us understand each time what the factors were that you considered.
Yeah, there was a lot of avenues I could have went, but man, I just wanted to do the right thing, throughout this whole process. And I know being where I am, that was the right decision for me. I wake up reassured of that every single day. I'm in the right spot around the best people in the world who help, bring out the best in me from a football, perspective and just from a characteristic, personal side. So I love my teammates. I had no reason to pick up and go somewhere else. It was an adult decision. It was very difficult. But, man, I love what I do. I love where I do it. And very excited what we can do as a team moving forward and sustaining success, throughout the history of this program. It's in a good spot with Coach Bielema, and I have a lot of comfortability at what I do. So I know I can do everything I want right where I'm at. So I'm very excited.
How much did you guys talk amongst yourselves and the other guys who chose to come back? Like, give me a sense of, because it feels like it can't be a coincidence, Xavier, that so many guys had the opportunity, had this decision to make, and so many chose to return.
Yeah, I just think it's just a testament to what type of program that the University of Illinois is. Like, it's truly what it is. Like, it's truly love, it's truly family there, and it's truly like everybody's there just to help you get better. So, it's definitely an easy decision on my part, and I think on a couple other people's part. Like, they wouldn't want to transfer nowhere else. If the only decision would be it was to go to the NFL, I think that was the only decision, Illinois to NFL. I don't think anybody else's decision was another school. I think it was just the league or come back to Illinois. We chose to come back to Illinois, and I'm so excited that these guys did the same thing that I did.
And the fact that you guys chose to come back now has you poised for what I think a lot of us believe could be an incredibly special season. Talk of this perhaps being a college football playoff type team. How much do you guys talk about that amongst yourselves? I'm interested from each one of you. Xavier, you can start it and work your way down. Like, how much do you discuss what this year could be?
Yeah, we take that into consideration, but we kind of not want to focus on the end goal and kind of take this thing one day at a time. We got fall camp coming up. You just want to sharpen our skills on both sides of the ball and, trust in the process that, our coaches put in front of us. And then, when we got there on the field, it'll be a different story. So you just want to trust the process. We kind of don't want to look to the end goal, but we're taking this thing one day at a time.
Well, how much do you talk about that goal, though, JC? Even if you're not every day, like how much do you say, hey, guys, this could be one of the teams that people talk about in Illinois forever?
We don't really bring that up. We just bring up like our hard work and what we have to do in the weight room to prove that we're gonna be that on the field. Like we can't talk about what ifs. We got to go show people what we're gonna do. Really
interesting to think about the journeys that each one of you guys have taken, and we talked a little bit about yours, JC. Luke, I'm really interested in yours as well. You started your career, obviously, at Ole Miss and transferred up to Illinois and have had incredible success. I know there must be some connection still, like a little bit, to Ole Miss, and of course that's where Archie Manning went, and where Eli Manning went, and so you got to go to the Manning Passing Academy this year. What was that like to be amongst this football royalty?
Super fun. That was my actual third time going down there, and it's very rare to have guys who have been 3, even 2 times. So to be able to go a third time is just such a blessing and an experience that I will never take for granted, and I never took for granted. And to be around Eli and Archie and Peyton, even Cooper, just, Southern people who, I appeal to very, very closely. But just those, and also just the quarterbacks that I was around, are very unique fraternity that we have. We get to share a really unique perspective of, our positions, bouncing ideas off each other. And it's really cool to kind of, engage with people like-minded as me, but to be able to throw it around with those dudes and just chop it up about, normal things it was so cool. So I'm really grateful for it.
Help people understand what happens. I think we all kind of hear about, the Manning Pass Academy. Oh, he was, best guy. He was voted the best performer, whatever it is. But like, how is it structured?
Yeah, so there's about, I think this year is 1,400 kids from all over the country, all over the world that come to the camp just to be a part of the whole deal, to see the Mannings and see us. And, man, they group them up and we coach them up for 3 days, about 75% of the day. So we're around those kids a lot. And the rest of the time we're either, doing our own individual, college player throwing sessions with the Mannings and with some other coaches, and with a lot of other eyes out there too, some media outlets and maybe some, NFL scouts, stuff like that. So what an opportunity, but it's super cool. It's laid back, the work is done when the work is done, but a lot of competition kind of there too, but we just enjoy being around each other. It's a time to kind of reflect on our journeys and enjoy each other. So it's really cool, and at nighttime we have some fun too, and enjoy just kind of some fellowship. So it's always a fun time.
Oh, that sounds absolutely tremendous. Yeah. Hey, JC, I'm interested in your take on where this offensive line is in its development. I think it's pretty interesting to think about. On one hand, you have your whole offensive line back from a year ago. On the other, I know you guys didn't always perform how you wanted to a season ago. They added some pieces in the portal as well. It feels like you got to be in about as good a spot as you could possibly be in as a group. Help people understand the growth that this group has had.
We had so much growth because last year we were all like trying to figure each other out and trying to learn each other. But this year we're like molding so that we could play more together as one. Last year we started to find it like late in the season. Like we started to find it more. You can see we started to find it. But this year we hoping to sharpen it up and make it better than what it was.
Xavier, it feels like the defense made a really big jump last year. Why do you think that was?
Just buying in and committing ourselves into getting better. Like, we knew we weren't the best, so we knew we wasn't where we want to be. So we took that and we ran with it, and we just took it each and every day to try to get better. We knew what we had to do in order to win more games, and that's had to be better on defense. And our coaches did a great job of helping us get to where we need to be. And we put that out on film that we were a very good defense, and we just want to continue just to show that we're a very good defense at Illinois.
Tell me a bit about Coach Henry and his development, because there was some criticism, honestly, in that first year that maybe you guys have taken a little bit of a step back. Ryan Walters left, and it feels like last year he came into his own as a DC. What clicked there?
One thing about Coach Henry, I'm glad, like, he's a person that's not scared to say how he felt. Like, he wasn't scared to come to us as a man and say that he wasn't pleased of how he did himself on the coordinator side of, coaching the defense. So he took a stepping stone and, he did his homework and got better, and then he came back with some results and, gave it to us and helped us got better on the field. And, we put a great product out there this past year.
That was a group that took a big jump last year. The wide receivers took a huge jump as well. You've lost a couple of the big performers. Pat Bryant, really high NFL draft pick. Zachary Franklin as well. Give us a sense of some of those new faces.
Yeah, new faces, what they are. Yeah, and losing Pat and Zachary, two guys who are alphas, going into the next level, going to do really good things. Going to miss those guys greatly. But we have, a young core, a very deep and talented young core who's ready to take that next step, and I'm so excited for him. Starting with kind of Hank Beatty and Colin Dixon, who have really been kind of those starting slot roles for us. Played a lot of ball, caught a lot of big time catches for us, and super confident, talented dudes who are going to probably play a lot of football at the next level too. But outside, receiver wise, you got a committee of dudes who are ready to take that step to be that next Pat and Zachary and just be themselves. Malik, LZ, Alex Kapka-Jones, Ashton Hollins, and then two transfers, Hudson Clement from West Virginia, who's put it on tape, done some really cool things, and has got a lot of hype around him, rightfully so. And then Justin Bowick, Ball State kid, who has got all the talent and the tools in the world, and he's going to put it together to be really, really special, I think. So excited for all of them, and it's cool to see who's going to emerge as that alpha, come fall camp, because that's who I need. I need a guy who believes in themselves, and I know those guys will, do what they need to do to be in that position. So excited for those dudes. They're going to be ready to go.
Luke Altmyer, JC Davis, Xavier Scott. Guys, thanks a lot for the time here, and best of luck to the Illini. I know fans are really fired up for this season.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, fellas.